In this video, we will see how NetBackup Flex Scale has been designed to make deploying a multi-node cluster that scales out your existing NetBackup domain super easy. To prepare, you simply add a media server to the existing domain, as well as an API key, which we will need later in the deployment. Now we are ready to begin configuring NetBackup Flex Scale. We start by configuring an IP on one of the node's Ethernet ports. Then we use this IP to connect to the built-in web server application that lets us configure a NetBackup Flex Scale cluster. We are presented with the option of deploying as a new domain or as a scale-out option for an existing NetBackup domain. In this demo, we will select an existing domain. The web server application divides the setup into 5 logical processes, making setup super easy. We start with node configuration. Here the system automatically detected all the nodes by scanning the private network. We can provide the configuration details manually or by importing a config file. Selecting the config file auto-populated all of the configuration details for the entire deployment, so now we just have to step through the rest of the configuration and verify the details, starting with verifying the cluster, domain, and node names. We then validate the network configuration, starting with the data network, where the NetBackup services are configured. The rest of the network configuration is optional, including network bonding or VLANs, management network IPs, IPMI network details, and a custom host file. Next, we verify the cluster details. Here is where we enter the API key and media server name we previously created on the existing primary server. We continue with setting region settings and selecting the immutable architecture level we want to use, followed by adding license keys. Now we verify the details the installer will use to create administrators and their roles. Lastly, you can verify the auto support details. That's it. Now you simply select Install Configuration and the installer starts the cluster configuration, which includes a clustered file system. After the cluster configuration is complete, the installer moves to the NetBackup configuration. At any time during the installation, you can select to see the details of the current processes the installer is running. After NetBackup configuration completes, it will configure auto support. All in all, the entire installation takes approximately 5 minutes of your time, and depending upon the number of nodes in your cluster, 90 or so minutes total for the automated process to complete. Now that the install is complete, you can see the storage and associated media servers are configured and ready to run backups. Thank you for checking out this video showing how easy it is to deploy NetBackup Flex Scale as a scale-out option for your existing NetBackup domain.